Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Talk Show, your source for all things real estate. We have a fantastic show lined up for you. First, we have Scott McGilvery. He is the host of Income Properties, and he's going to talk about positive cash flow. Then we have Brian Baumler. Of course, you know him as another HGTV host, and he's going to talk about unrealistic real renos, things that you need to look out for. We also have Glenn Peloso and Jamie Alexander. They are celebrity interior designers with Peloso Alexander Interiors, and they're going to talk more about their Spain trip and also renos that will help or possibly hurt you. And last, we have Mark Weisletter. He is the expert real estate lawyer. He's going to talk about the importance of status certificates, the legalities of Airbnb, and should your home selling price be public information. So stick around. I had the opportunity to visit the Real Estate Investment Show where I caught up with Income Properties host Scott McGilvery to talk about positive cash flow and his 10th season of Income Properties. So tell us what's going on with the show.
We are in season 10 of Income Property right now.
Season 10?
Season 10.
Where did that go?
I'm tired, I know. It feels like we just started.
Yeah.
So 135 episodes. Yes, but you know what? It's the show that keeps giving. We are helping people afford their homes. We're helping people start investments. We're multi-uniting properties. We're showing people how to get student rentals, how to do executive rentals, vacation properties, family
You do it
homes.
all.
We're doing a little bit of everything. When
Yeah.
you're in 10 seasons, you have a little more freedom,
Yeah.
which is great. And, you know, I just continue to do the show because I love it. It's what I do. It's authentic, and I love seeing people get into real estate
And you know
investing.
what, Scott? That's a key point. You do love what you do,
Yes.
and that is key. And I
Yes.
think we know it in any success
You have to
story.
love
You
what
have
you
to love
do.
what you do. But you also actually do it. Like the
Yes.
thing that people don't realize because they think TV, lights, camera, action.
Yes.
And there are some shows out there you're going to admit.
That's radio you're talking about.
There are shows out there, and you'll admit it, that,
Yeah.
you know, it may not be
Some
accurate.
shows, yeah, you're right. Some
Little
shows
embellished.
you've got like a
Time lapse.
host for hire /
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
That's not our show.
You are really there
This is
with
it.
a hammer.
This is my show. This show
Yeah.
is based on what I do for a living. We created this show from my career. I own the show. Like, it's authentic. I'm the executive producer.
So
and the
let's go
host.
back then.
Yeah.
When you say it's what you've been doing your whole career.
Yes.
Take us back to the beginning of your career.
I started investing in real estate in the year 2000.
So
and
you were like 12.
I was like, yeah, I was 20, early 20s. Anyway, don't worry about that. And, you know, I was investing in real estate, buying properties. I started with one student rental that I rented out to my friends, and then I started buying more properties and renting them out. I became a licensed contractor, built my own construction company to support the real estate
Right.
investing. And then I worked part-time on a TV show doing construction. That's how I got to know the TV world. And I said, this is what I do. I do rental properties, and they thought it was interesting. They came and filmed me for 3 days working with my team, putting an income suite in a home. And they're like, we love that. Let's do a show about it. And I filmed a couple seasons, and I bought the production company and said, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this
My way.
my way,
Yeah.
the real way, the authentic way, and we're going to give people real advice and try to not only entertain people, but educate them at the same time.
And the rest is history.
The rest, and here we are.
Unbelievable.
And now I've made it to the top because I'm with you.
Yeah, you are good.
This is it.
Oh my God. So let's do this for our listeners and viewers, okay?
Let's do this.
They always want tips and advice.
Okay.
So when they're contemplating a rental property or an investment property,
Yes.
whatever that may be to them,
Okay.
what are some things that they should consider?
You want the number one rule, the fail-safe,
Give it to us.
safety net. If you're going to invest, there's only one thing, if anything, and that is making sure that the properties you buy have positive cash flow.
Very good.
Positive cash flow is really our key indicator.
When we're talking about positive cash flow,
Yes.
a lot of people understand what that means, but just let's give the
Quick rundown.
Yeah, the Scott
All
McGilvery rundown.
The quick rundown is, the easy math is, you take all the money that you generate from an income property, from a rental, so the rent coming in, you subtract all the expenses, which is the mortgage, the insurance, the maintenance, all the expenses, any condo fees, taxes,
Right.
and then you make sure you have a positive number, at least $200 to sometimes $1,000 a month above and beyond all your expenses. So you're getting paid to do what you do. You're making money, and everything's being covered.
So your show is going to teach people how to do that. So remind our
Absolutely.
viewers and listeners, where can they see the show
Absolutely.
and to get more information?
Well, there are a few shows, but the big one you don't want to miss, Income Property on HGTV.
We need to take a short break, but when we come back, HGTV's Brian Baumler discusses unrealistic expectations when it comes to renovations. Hello everyone, are you interested in real estate? Whether buying or selling, building or renovating, the Real Estate Talk Show explores the latest trends and hottest topics from around the world. Our weekly show brings insight and perspective into what's really going on with the market as we go in-depth and personal with industry experts, top executives, and celebrity guests. I want to invite you to become a friend and a follower. Watch our videos, be our friend, follow us, join our circle, stay connected. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and we want to hear from you. We love receiving your questions, stories, whether good or bad, and supporting photos, all in an effort to educate others. This applies to industry experts as well as our loyal audience, for you truly help to frame our show. You may even appear on the Real Estate Talk Show, or we could show up at your door with our camera crew and celebrity expert. Keep sending us your show ideas. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call us at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Hi everyone, I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I'm inviting you to become a member of our Insider Circle. It's easy to join. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle, where you will receive the latest incentives on products and services and exclusive real estate offerings. We will keep you up to date on all educational seminars and fun events, along with our informative newsletter. It's a fun, easy way to get the inside scoop on all things real estate. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle to join. Hello everyone, do you love to learn? Are you interested in real estate? Would you like tips and advice on how to enhance your life? I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I want to remind you to check us out. All of our shows are online at realestatetalkshow.ca. Our show is entertaining with an emphasis on education, and we love to interact with our audience. So visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime, 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. I've got Brian Baumler here, and of course you know him from House of Brian and what else?
Disaster DIY, Leave It to Brian, Canvas Handyman Challenge.
That just to name a few.
A few shows, yeah.
So we're going to give you guys a few tips. A lot of people try and do renos. They think they can do it themselves. I like to call myself, instead of a Kenny fix it, but a Kathy kind of fix it girl. And some things I can do, but some things I now know I don't even go near.
So leave to the pros, yeah.
That's right.
There's a lot of things in the house. If it's mechanical, structural, electrical, if there's water or fire involved, leave it to someone who does it for a living, that's licensed, that's insured, that knows
even
what
if
they're
you
doing.
feel the need.
Even if you feel the need, even if you've watched a show and
That's right.
in half an hour we've made it happen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we do during the commercial that we don't share with everyone.
Right.
A big mistake people make, and probably the biggest, is not a physical mistake when it comes to renovating, but it's overestimating their own skill. They underestimate what it's
So
going
we
to
think
cost.
we're really good.
You hand a hammer to most people, and they
We go nuts.
They're Thor. But it's not that way. I mean, we're overestimating our skill. We're underestimating the skill that it takes to actually be the artist that's required to do things. Even finishing tile or drywall, it takes a lot of experience and practice.
And Brian, you've raised a really great point, because it is an art form. People
It is.
don't realize that you're hiring these people. Not only they're skilled.
Yeah.
These are professions that they're professionals, and we really take that for granted. It drives me crazy, actually.
It's true. I mean, there's a lot of science in building technology, but there is also a lot of art. I mean, installing tiles, drywalling, painting, all of this stuff, installing hardwood, anyone can do it, but you have to do it and make it look good.
Right.
That's what we do.
So let's go back to those other things that people, they think that we can do more than we actually can. What are
And they
other
under
common
budget.
things? And the under budget. So that's a real problem,
A
right?
real problem. I mean, people are optimistic. They think that we can do things faster and cheaper than we really can. I've run into I don't know how many people who come up and say, Brian, I really got raked over the coals by a contractor. I gave him $20,000 to finish my basement, and it looks terrible. Well, to be honest, for the average basement, $20,000,
Is substantial or not?
it should look terrible.
Yeah, it should look terrible.
You're lucky
So
you have
you're
the
probably double,
materials.
right?
You know what? When starting cost is about $35 to $40 a square foot.
Okay.
That's for basic exterior wall finish, basic
Right.
drywall. basic carpet or laminate flooring. Once you add kitchen or bathroom or multiple rooms and start changing HVAC and electrical, you're up to $50 to $75 a square foot. But everyone thinks they can do it cheaper and faster.
Do you think, Brian, though, there's a lot of TV to blame for that? Because there's shows, and I'm not commenting on yours, because I know you do it, and you actually are there doing it, and you're giving the real goods, and I appreciate that.
We try.
Same with Scott McGillivray. He's actually doing it, okay?
I don't know that name.
The guy with the hair.
The guy with the hair. Oh, yeah, I know.
But there are other shows, Brian, that unfortunately paint a picture that you can almost do a whole house.
Yeah.
And you're looking at 50,000, and it's just like that, and done within a couple of weeks.
No, it's hard, though. There's also shows where people go to another planet and meet people. And we don't believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're watching television, you have to realize that's a big part of entertainment.
It doesn't help, though.
No, it certainly doesn't help. It can give, and I agree, we're all part of the problem. And I try and tell people as often as I can that when you're watching, realize that we have editors, we have commercials. This happened over 4 weeks with 10 professionals working night and day.
Working night and day.
Night and day.
Exactly.
And when it comes to budgets, I mean, we air all over the world. So it's hard to really nail down a budget, and you might be watching a show that we created 5 to 6 years ago.
Right.
So you really have to go and talk to someone real world about doing this, and you can't expect the experience that you saw on television in real life. That's edited, it's perfect scenario, so yeah, it's difficult.
Now, you do see a lot of what we call attempts or disasters.
Yes.
What are the common ones?
The most common are people messing with structural walls, people putting in a bathroom upstairs and cutting through all the floor joists, removing walls that shouldn't be removed.
So they're messing with structure.
Messing with structure.
Wow.
Electrical is a big one too. I mean, we've
So
seen
people are playing with electrical.
people are playing with electrical, literally playing with fire. If you don't get a
Crazy.
permit and you do your own electrical and you burn your house down, your insurance company's not
Won't
going to
even
pay it
cover
back.
you.
And if you kill someone, you're criminally liable. So
You're playing with fire, literally.
the stakes are pretty big, yeah.
Well, congratulations on your success. Love your programs, and you know what? We'll have to have you in studio.
I'll be there. You need something fixed? I just need half an hour.
You better be careful. Hey everybody, make sure to come back. We have celebrity designers Glenn Peloso and Jamie Alexander, and they're going to talk about renos that will help or possibly hurt you. Hello, everybody. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and this is your Real Estate Minute. I have Dennis Flanagan here. He's a celebrity gardener, and he's going to teach us all how we can improve our home's curb appeal. Take it away.
Curb appeal is so important, it increases the value of your home. So 3 quick things. 1, make sure that pathways and patios are safe. When people are coming to look at the house, you don't want any cracks or trip points where people can trip over, and that's just a bad thing. So check paths and patios for safety. Number 2, prune back overgrown shrubs. It just looks unkempt. It covers up the windows. It's just not a good thing. And the last thing for instant gratification is containers. Buy some very nice looking containers that match your house style or color. Get some bright annual color in there, and that's going to spice it up.
See, it's that easy. So for more tips and advice, they can visit
landscapeontario.com.
There you have it. Or you can reach us, realestatetalkshow.ca, or call us at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Hello, everyone. Do you love to learn? Are you interested in real estate? Would you like tips and advice on how to enhance your life? I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I want to remind you to check us out. All of our shows are online at realestatetalkshow.ca. Our show is entertaining with an emphasis on education, and we love to interact with our audience. So visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime, 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Imagine you can partner with the top real estate developers and split the profits. Interested? Here's your chance. The Real Estate Talk Show's top investment pick allows accredited investors access to this unique opportunity to partner in the ownership and development of prime real estate. No tenants or management, and you can even draw from your RRSP. Now, the best part? The targeted annualized returns are above 20%. For more information, call 844-ASK-RETS or visit realestatetalkshow.ca today. Hello everyone, are you interested in real estate? Whether buying or selling, building or renovating, the Real Estate Talk Show explores the latest trends and hottest topics from around the world. Our weekly show brings insight and perspective into what's really going on with the market as we go in-depth and personal with industry experts, top executives, and celebrity guests. I want to invite you to become a friend and a follower. Watch our videos, be our friend, Follow us, join our circle, stay connected. Welcome back to the Real Estate Talk Show, your source for all things real estate and so much more. I'm joined now in studio with Glenn Peloso and Jamie Alexander of Peloso Alexander Interiors. And we're going to talk about their trip to Spain and the process of pouring natural stone. Truly amazing. Okay, now, you boys just came back from Spain. You need to explain why were you there, and I'm sure you had way too much fun.
It was beautiful. I mean, just seeing Spain's architecture by itself and nothing else. So even if you're just cruising down the street in a bus, getting to a destination, everything around you is beautiful architecture and design.
You're in awe the whole time.
You are.
Okay, so why were you there business-wise?
Those stonemasons and the people that lay things out from the architecture, even the carvings on doors, there was such attention to detail.
Truly an art form, right?
And we were really there to see the process of where marble comes from and the quarries, and seeing the process of mining it out, and then seeing the process of quartz being made and Decton and other new products on the market.
Right.
Which is amazing, because people don't realize what is on their countertop or their backsplash, really how that all came about.
Well, I mean, I wrote about this in the Star recently, that people sort of think that stone comes from the design center. You just go and pick a piece and it's done. But really, it can be 500 feet below the surface, and all of that has to be removed before you get to this vein of marble, which then gets cut out in massive blocks. And then transported and then sliced into pieces, polished on one side, and then transported around the world, because every part of the world has a different kind of stone. Right. Before it finally gets to you. I mean, we were at the Cosentino plant, which is beautiful, but also massive. Like the Decton factory looked as though it should have been the set of The Matrix. It was amazing.
I mean, these factories are all the size of shopping centers, and they have 11 factories going just making quartz on its own.
Correct.
And so there's a lot out to see. What I thought was very interesting with going down to the quarry was the gentleman said, this is sort of a young piece of stone. And I said, how young are we talking? He says, 250 million years old. Right.
Don't you think everybody...
And that ends up in your kitchen.
Right. Exactly. And then
it's why I always joke with clients who are saying, I like this piece of marble. I wish it was a little bit more gray. And I say, it's coming. It's back ordered for about 200 million years. If you don't mind waiting, we'll get it for you.
No problem.
Right.
Don't you think it's an important design experience, though, when people are thinking of using natural stones in their home? And I don't care if it's the veneer, the thin stone, if it's for a fireplace, backsplash, or countertop. Bottom line is, it's an experience to actually go to a quarry, to pick them out, and more importantly, to go see the granite, to go see the marble, to go into those places and see the big slabs and actually hand-pick. It's just a one-of-a-kind experience.
Even if it's a showroom that has it and you can't get to a quarry themselves, oftentimes when we're working with natural stone with a client that wants that as their preference, we will actually take them to the showroom to see the actual slab they're going to get, because there's a lot of unpredictability with stone. Although you might look at a little sample and say, here, this is what Carrara marble looks like, the actual fact is you might have a piece that has an orange line through it or has some sort of mineral that ran through
natural.
it. It's natural.
To me, it's sort of like going to an art gallery, because you really get to see. It's almost like Impressionist painting. It's
custom.
It is
You're picking what suits
it is
you.
Truly one of a kind. There is no other piece of stone. It's yours and only yours. There's the one next to it is going to be slightly different. So it is really, really customized.
So talk to us in terms as designers. Do you love using stone in spaces?
Stone is a big word to use because some people say, that quartz product stuff, that's just all man-made. And the reality is there is man-made elements to it, but the actual quartz itself is a true mineral. And so it is a real stone product. I mean, and then you have granite and marble and travertine, and the list can go on and on and on. We recently had a client that we did the kitchen, and in the kitchen where the stove and sink was, let's say that's the back wall of the kitchen, we used quartz because it's going to be a lot more maintenance, a lot more hot plates, pots, this and that happening.
Maintenance free, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, a lot more maintenance free. But in the island, they decided to go with a natural stone because they wanted the beauty and the look of it. So it's, really it's personal preferences.
What about, though, if you don't mind me asking, Glenn, in terms of the, veneer, the thin stone, you're seeing a lot of wall features, fireplace features. Do you find that people can overdo it so you almost feel like you're in a cave? Because I've gone to some places where it's a little overkill.
It's sort of the difference between, home decorating and coming up with a design. And I think that people get excited about, this is a beautiful piece of stone and I will cover that column. And then, this is a beautiful piece of stone and we'll cover this thing. And, this is another beautiful beautiful piece. And so all of a sudden, it's like they've put together an outfit with all of their favorite things. It doesn't make a nice outfit. They still look like craziness. You have to sort of say, this is beautiful and it will be the feature, as opposed to having 12 features and then we don't know where to look.
You've lost
because
the
there's
feature.
no sense of design.
They, I love this. Let's buy it. I love this. I buy this. And sometimes we forget the whole thing has to come together, and that's
Right.
where the inner designer has to trump the Debbie decorator in us and pull it all together.
And that's where you guys come in,
Right.
because a lot of people, we do that. I mean, we get carried away. We go to places, and what you love, you get. And then even when you go home, you think, oh, I wish I got that. So the next day, you're going to head out there to make sure you do. And then you're not just going to get one, you're going to get 10.
Right.
And sort of answer your question about the veneer stone. Veneer stone is a great product, and we use it in appropriate places. So we still do use that product, and we think the product is pretty fantastic, but it needs to be in the appropriate place or application.
When we return, Peloso Alexander share their tips for achieving maximum ROI when renovating. Hello, everyone. Do you love to learn? Are you interested in real estate? Would you like tips and advice on how to enhance your life? I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I want to remind you to check us out. All of our shows are online at realestatetalkshow.ca. Our show is entertaining with an emphasis on education, and we love to interact with our audience. So visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime, 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK, R-E-T-S. Hello, everyone. Are you interested in real estate? Whether buying or selling, building or renovating, the Real Estate Talk Show explores the latest trends and hottest topics from around the world. Our weekly show brings insight and perspective into what's really going on with the market as we go in-depth and personal with industry experts, top executives, and celebrity guests. I want to invite you to become a friend and a follower. Watch our videos, be our friend, follow us, join our circle, stay connected. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and we want to hear from you. We love receiving your questions, stories, whether good or bad, and supporting photos, all in an effort to educate others. This applies to industry experts as well as our loyal audience, for you truly help to frame our show. You may even appear on the Real Estate Talk Show, or we could show up at your door with our camera crew and celebrity expert. Keep sending us your show ideas. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call us at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Welcome back to the Real Estate Talk Show, your source for all things real estate. If you're just joining us, I'm in studio with Peloso Alexander Interiors, and we're going to talk about renos that will help you versus renos that will hurt you. All right, on the same thing, Glenn, you wrote a great article, and it was talking about some renos that help while others actually can hurt you. So let's touch upon that. So you have here the things that will help you sell: kitchen, bathroom renos, and powder room. So without a doubt, that's kind of common knowledge, right?
Yeah, and everybody sort of knows that kitchens and bathrooms are the big selling feature. And when I say renos that help and renos that hurt, if you're going to stay in that house for the next 15 years, there is no hurts. There is no hurts.
Okay.
You do whatever you want, make it happen. If you have a mind to sell the house, then there are things that are going to cause you potentially problems, or you'll never get that investment back, because people don't necessarily understand what it was or want it.
Recently we had a client that had us into their home and said, we want to open this wall between the kitchen and the living room, and we're going to move out in about 2 or 3 years, so we don't want to spend a lot of money. But their bathrooms were pretty dated. We're talking 1970 renovation in the bathrooms. And we said, okay, great. You're going to spend $20,000-$25,000 because it was a structural wall and a beam is required. And then you have to start patching flooring or putting new flooring. And we said, really, you can't even do a whole bathroom for $20,000 or $25,000 these days, but at least we could update them. Put new vanities in, update some tile, get some paint color in there. And that's going to really come back to them. Whether or not that wall is down or not, I'm not quite so sure that would have really recuperated on the end.
Another reminder of why, of course, you would hire a designer. Hashtag hire
Hire
designer.
Exactly.
Love that, by the way. You
Yes.
boys created that, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we did.
So how did that come about? Hashtag hire a designer.
Really, because people sort of, I think, feel like it's okay to do it on their own. And I sort of say, would you do your own dentistry? Do you cut your own hair? Do you make your own clothing? And if you do, and you have that skill set, great, go for it. But most people don't, but believe that it's okay to just run out and get whatever you want.
Right.
For me, I call it, oh, that's cute design. Because you walk out the store and you're like, oh, well, that's cute. And you pick it up and bring it home, and then you look for a place for it to go. There is no there is no design sense.
There's no home to it. And we have some clients that we tell them right from the get-go, don't buy anything. And the reason is they get so excited about the renovation process or that the design process is going to happen, they start running out and buying everything. And if you look backwards, if you add up every receipt from everything that you run out to these discount home stores, and you buy this lamp and you buy this end table and you buy this and you buy this, and you put all those receipts together, you probably could have given us the same dollar amount and we would have spent it the right way. The only difference is it comes at one larger price tag at one particular time versus you don't realize you're spending $100 here, 200 here, 100 here, 200 there. And those hundreds add up to thousands that add up to working with a designer and getting it all laid out, getting the recipe.
Excellent.
So the idea of #hire designer is much like real estate. There is no way that you have the skill sets to do what a real estate agent does. You're not going to be able to search the whole market and do the things that a real estate agent does. In the same way, you'll be okay, but you're never going to be able to design, and you're never going to be able to figure out exactly how to allot that money that you have for your renovation in the most appropriate way.
Love it. #hire designer. Now, you brought up a great point, Glenn, and you said that you need to understand if you're thinking of selling within the next few years, your mindset's going to be very different than if you're planning on staying there for the next 15 to 20, right?
Yeah. I always say, who would have, when you're staying there for a good long time, there is no way that you're going to be able to figure out what is going to be in style, interesting, fun, on the cutting edge in 15 years.
I bet you two could, though.
Not in 15 years. I mean, as I've said to people, who would have thought 10 years ago that I could pick up my cell phone and change the heat in my house? But that's now currently true. So the things that are going to happen in the next little while, and when you look at, things like 3D printing and all of those kinds of things I think are going to be game changers. There's no way that we're going to be able to predict what's in 15 years. So in the time that you have now, make yourself happy.
Great.
The house is supposed to be there to facilitate your life. You're not supposed to be trying to facilitate the life of the house. So if you're going to stay for 15 years, just do all the things you love.
Love that. It's just, again, that's permission right there. Do whatever you want to.
The reality is, when we go out and buy, let's say, an automobile, oftentimes we don't buy the automobile that is most practical for our life. It happens to be the one that we like.
Right.
Sort of the same thing with the house. If you realize that this is the house I'm going to raise my kids in, and this is the house that I'm going to live in for however long, then spend the money. Enjoy it while you're there. But the reality is, like you're saying, there is some that hurts you. And it hurts you because you've put too much money into something in particular.
You'll never recoup.
That you're not going to recoup
All right.
at the time.
Okay.
So meaning, I'm moving out in 3 years, I'm moving out in 5 years. You've got to watch where you spend that money.
We need to take a short break, but stick around. More with Peloso Alexander Interiors when we return. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and we want to hear from you. We love receiving your questions, stories, whether good or bad, and supporting photos, all in an effort to educate others. This applies to industry experts as well as our loyal audience, for you truly help to frame our show. You may even appear on the Real Estate Talk Show, or we could show up at your door with our camera crew and celebrity expert. Keep sending us your show ideas. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call us at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Hello everyone, are you interested in real estate? Whether buying or selling, building or renovating, the Real Estate Talk Show explores the latest trends and hottest topics from around the world. Our weekly show brings insight and perspective into what's really going on with the market as we go in-depth and personal with industry experts, top executives, and celebrity guests. I want to invite you to become a friend and a follower. Watch our videos, be our friend, follow us, join our circle, stay connected. Hi everyone, I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I'm inviting you to become a member of our Insider Circle. It's easy to join. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle, where you will receive the latest incentives on products and services and exclusive real estate offerings. We will keep you up to date on all educational seminars and fun events, along with our informative newsletter. It's a fun, easy way to get the inside scoop on all things real estate. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle to join. Hello everyone, do you love to learn? Are you interested in real estate? Would you like tips and advice on how to enhance your life? I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I want to remind you to check us out. All of our shows are online at realestatetalkshow.ca. Our show is entertaining with an emphasis on education, and we love to interact with our audience. So visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime, 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Real Estate Talk Show, your source for all things real estate. And I have my boyfriends here in studio.
Boyfriends back.
Without laundry.
Yeah, without the laundry, that's right. I have Glenn Peloso, Jamie Alexander. They're the owners of Peloso Alexander Interiors, of course, and my favorite designers. So, gentlemen, let's touch upon this article again where you're giving us great advice as to the things that will help us in terms of upgrades in our homes and the things that could actually hurt us. Now, how about this? An extra bedroom. Where are you guys going with that one?
You know, as you know, from anything that's on a real estate listing, if you know your house just went from 3 to 4 bedrooms, or went from 2 to 3, or from 1 to 2,
yep, you will ask for more money,
right? And you can get that money, and so that is a wise investment.
Okay, but that doesn't mean a little space underneath the stairs, because sometimes in listings they actually will say and call things bedrooms, and it's like, okay, that was a lie. Right. You get there and go, that is not a bedroom.
Well, it's a bedroom for someone you don't like.
That's right, pretty much, yeah. Okay, hardwood floors. You're saying it's a great thing.
It is.
Okay.
Hardwood floor it's the standard, let's say.
Okay.
We work with some developers that develop communities outside of Toronto. And they're great communities. And when we're developing the product with them, meaning designing particular series of townhomes or what have you, we're telling them the standard has got to be hardwood in those bedrooms. The standard has to be hardwood in the hallways. You have to get out of the mentality that carpet is okay.
It's, you know, I keep saying that the evolution of hardwood changed. Many years ago, hardwood was a thing that meant every Saturday somebody had to get out the washing and waxing and polishing and do all that horrible things that people just hated. And that's how carpet came to be very popular. Then all of a sudden we carpeted everything because it was 10 minutes to vacuum that thing, and then you could go to the club and hang out with your friends. Now the finishes on hardwood is a titanium finish, so it's really hard.
The choices are limitless.
So you're able to maintain it very, very easily, and it's a far more beautiful product.
And just a tip on hardwood while we're going there is the less sheen, the better. So the less shiny it is, the better. Because if you ever noticed, the only time you really recognize the scratches is when that sunlight's coming in or that light is hitting that shine, you notice the scratches. So if you go with the lower sheen or possibly no sheen at all.
Or hand scraped.
Hand scraped. I mean, you're really not seeing those things that will happen to
Great tip. I love that. How about finished basement? That's a definite to do on your list.
It's a great thing to be able to do. I mean, it gives you all of that extra space that wouldn't normally be part of your house. And so doing something like finishing the basement is just increases the square footage. It gives you the opportunity for a media room. It does all of those kinds of things that, you know, a buyer is going to go, wow, this is great. I have a whole other level of living.
Now you're saying definitely landscape that yard.
It's a
curb appeal.
Yeah.
The curb appeal is very important. If you get it, you drive up to a house and you go, oh, it's the whole process, it's an emotional experience. If I drive up to the house and I feel disappointed, already I'm at a -10. You have to get me to a +10 to want to make an offer. So I have 20 points to make. If I drive up and I go, wow, this looks great.
You want to go
I'm
in.
already at 3. Then you only have to move me 7 points to make an offer. Do you know what I'm saying?
And the tip that I would give there is sometimes landscaping can take your whole budget for what you want to do inside. I mean, we recently worked with a client, and I know it sounds like a big number. They spent $100,000 on landscaping. And you may not have that much equity in your house or that much money to do so. But there's tips like making sure that at least the arrival is good. So the front door is painted a specific color, something that draws the eye right into the home, especially when you have those garages that sit proud of the house. Let's make that area at the front door urns, flowers, maintain your flower beds, make sure there's a good looking tree in the yard. Those little tips that you don't have to spend the hundreds of thousands, but really do make a big difference because they say, oh, remember that house with the red door?
Right. Okay, well, let's talk about the things that, of course, won't help you sell. I'm just going to run down these. Pools, which we all know as realtors, we talk all the time. If you buy a place with a pool, it's because you want a pool.
Right.
But the percentage of people that actually want one don't expect to actually get more money because you have a pool.
No,
There's two homes on the street that are identical except one has a pool. You're not going to get more for the pool. It's just a reality. Sound systems. I thought that was interesting. So talk to me why, because people, were spending lots and lots of money on having these incredible sound systems.
It is a ton of money, and it's an incredible sound system. But for most people, unless you're a true audiophile, they just don't understand it. So you say, well, I have these 2 speakers. Each one of these speakers cost $45,000. I have a $300,000 sound system, and somebody else is going, well, I could have just got a Bose. I'd be fine with that. And they're $390
or Sonos, yeah,
or whatever. And things like Sonos and allow you to have sound throughout the whole house. So it's difficult to have anybody understand the value of that thing. That's a thing you do because
they even
you
have
want it.
Pot lights now that actually allows for music to come out of the pot.
Oh, for sure.
It's crazy.
I think
Shower
really where we've
heads.
gone is because the wireless age is so upon us. Really, what do we need to invest in all these wires in the walls and these servers and all these sort of things if I can clearly pick up my Sonos system with its 5 speakers and move it to the next house? And I think that's what's happened. Wireless has changed all that.
All right, gentlemen, remind people how they can reach and contact you for hashtag hire designer if they want to make sure they can get a hold
Well,
of you.
that wonderful thing called Google, you just put in one of our names, you'll find
I
us.
know,
But
you're everywhere.
BelossoAlexander.com and glennandjamie.com, that would be a good place to start.
Yeah, that's probably the best place to start. Or you can call us at the office. It's 416-368-0320.
Remember, if you have a question for Glenn and Jamie, you can reach out to us at realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. When we come back, we have expert real estate lawyer Mark Weisletter joining us to discuss the importance of condo status certificates, so stick around. Hi everyone, I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I'm inviting you to become a member of our Insider Circle. It's easy to join. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle, where you will receive the latest incentives on products and services and exclusive real estate offerings. We will keep you up to date on all educational seminars and fun events, along with our informative newsletter. It's a fun, easy way to get the inside scoop on all things real estate. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle to join. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and we want to hear from you. We love receiving your questions, stories, whether good or bad, and supporting photos, all in an effort to educate others. This applies to industry experts as well as our loyal audience, for you truly help to frame our show. You may even appear on the Real Estate Talk Show, or we could show up at your door with our camera crew and celebrity expert. Keep sending us your show ideas. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call us at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Hello everyone, are you interested in real estate? Whether buying or selling, building or renovating, the Real Estate Talk Show explores the latest trends and hottest topics from around the world. Our weekly show brings insight and perspective into what's really going on with the market as we go in-depth and personal with industry experts, top executives, and celebrity guests. I want to invite you to become a friend and a follower. Watch our videos, be our friend, follow us, join our circle, stay connected. Well, it's that time again. He's sitting here waiting patiently with a big smile on his face. And of course, he is one of your favorites. This is Mark Weisletter, author. You are like on that, I call you the celebrity, lawyer, because really everybody knows you. Everybody loves you. And more importantly, you're all about educating, right?
Thank you. Yes, Erin. And it's so great to be here.
You had written an article talking about checking status certificates before selling your condominium. We've had a lot of questions regarding this, so maybe you can take us through. What do you mean?
Every condominium resale deal today is conditional on the buyer and the buyer lawyer being satisfied with whatever is in your condominium status certificate, which explains everything going on in the condominium.
Right.
So there's a couple of questions. Should a seller actually see this piece of paper before they put the property up for sale? Most don't. And 2, when can a buyer actually cancel the deal because of what is in the status certificate?
All right. So clarify.
Well, interesting, there was a case just recently where a seller said that his maintenance fees every month were $282.
Okay.
And there were no special assessments against the condominium. Well, when the status certificate showed up, it said $310 a month, which was a 10% increase. And it did show a one-time assessment of about $400 against all the units. And usually assessments means that the building may not be run properly and the owners have to kick in money.
It's a bit of a warning.
Now, the seller said, wait a minute, the 10% was because of next year's increase. I didn't know about that when I sold the condo. But the buyer said, I'm not happy. The case went to court, and the judge said the buyer could cancel the deal. And so it shows you that as a seller, you should know what is in that certificate before you put the property up for sale so that you can disclose what the proper maintenance fees are. If there is an assessment, disclose it, and you're not going to have a problem with buyers trying to get out of the deal.
Well, because at the end of the day, sellers and their realtors are, supposed to disclose all information that is known to them. So if I put an offer on a condo, then my realtor is going to request, or myself, a status certificate. Why then isn't the actual listing agent and their client, the seller, asking for one in advance and just providing it to people when they do a deal?
That's a very good question. In my opinion, that it should be available almost immediately to give to the buyer, because then the seller knows exactly what's in it, and then the buyer can be told right away, this is the cost, you got your locker set out, you got your parking space set out, if there's a pet provision, you know about it. So all the important things when you're going to buy that condo is in the status certificate, so why not know what it says before you put your place up for sale?
And as a seller, I think I would have better peace of mind knowing that there's no way they can back out.
That's right. You don't want to give the buyers any kind of excuse to try to get out of the deal based on something inside the status certificate.
So normally, am I right by saying it's the buyer and the buyer's, again, representative, real estate representative that requests for this? How long does that typically take? Because it's a conditional phase. Right now, your offer is conditional until you reviewed that document with a lawyer such as yourself.
The law typically says that the corporation must provide this within 10 days of a request.
Okay.
So you have 10 days, but then so the condition doesn't even start for 10 days, and then you have a couple of days to review it. So for me, if the seller had asked for it in advance so it's available, then you don't have to wait the time. It can be given, and then the whole condition process gets shortened, and the deal can become firm much quicker.
So your top 5 things to remember when we're talking about protecting yourself whether you're buying or selling a resale condominium. Can we go through those quickly?
Sure,
the
thank
first
you.
one you said, when selling, check your own condominium status certificate, which you've just said. And again, these cost roughly around $100.
Yes, it's $100 including HST
All right.
to get one.
No big deal. Worth the investment to save a deal, making sure it goes through. 2, if you know that there is an increased maintenance fee coming shortly, find out what it is and disclose it to the buyer before you sign any offer.
That's right. If you know your maintenance fees are going up, for whatever reason, disclose it so it's not an issue.
All right. Number 3, if you know that there's any special assessments coming, you disclose them right away.
Yeah, it's a problem. Special assessments are going to be a problem. They're going to upset people. You may as well be honest up front.
All right. And when buying a resale condominium, make sure that your lender is also satisfied with the contents of the status certificate. Interesting. Even if you're satisfied, the lender or CMHC may have concerns and you may not get that loan.
That's right. You might be satisfied with the seller's explanation about a special assessment and you want to close the deal, but if you're a CMHC customer, you have less than 20% down payment. If CMHC is not happy with that building, you're not going to get the loan. So you don't waive your financing condition until you've got a confirmation that the bank is okay with that building as well.
All right. And finally, number 5, buyers still must try and satisfy any condition in good faith. A condition is not an option to cancel a deal. What do you mean by that?
Like in this case, 10% difference in the maintenance fee allowed the buyers to cancel the deal. The special assessment, you just can't just change your mind because the sky is blue and you say, you know what, I don't want to go through with this deal. You got to have a legitimate basis for canceling a deal based on the status certificate.
You are the best, Mark Weisletter. I'm telling you. How can everybody reach you?
Go to my website, markweisletter.com, or call me, email me, mark@markweisletter.com.
We need to take a short break, everybody, but when we return, Mark Weisletter discusses the legalities of Airbnb. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Imagine you can partner with the top real estate developers and split the profits. Interested? Here's your chance. The Real Estate Talk Show's top investment pick allows accredited investors access to this unique opportunity to partner in the ownership and development of prime real estate. No tenants or management, and you can even draw from your RRSP. Now, the best part? The targeted annualized returns are above 20%. For more information, call 844-ASK-RETS or visit realestatetalkshow.ca today. Hello, everyone. Do you love to learn? Are you interested in real estate? Would you like tips and advice on how to enhance your life? I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I want to remind you to check us out. All of our shows are online at realestatetalkshow.ca. Our show is entertaining with an emphasis on education, and we love to interact with our audience. So visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime, 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and we want to hear from you. We love receiving your questions, stories, whether good or bad, and supporting photos, all in an effort to educate others. This applies to industry experts as well as our loyal audience, for you truly help to frame our show. You may even appear on the Real Estate Talk Show, or we could show up at your door with our camera crew and celebrity expert. Keep sending us your show ideas. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call us at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. All right, well, without further ado, we have my favorite, Mark Weisletter, here in studio, so welcome again.
Thank you, Erin. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, we have lots to talk about. We're going to have you here for a while, and you're definitely one of our audience's favorite. We have so many questions that come for you, so we're going to try and get through what we can. But the first topic of discussion is about this Airbnb, and it's saying that is it legal in Ontario? That's questions that are coming in. Can you explain what Airbnb is, and then, of course, is it legal in Ontario?
You know, this is an extremely popular website that grows and grows. And what it is instead of staying at a hotel, when you go to a foreign city, you look online and find somebody who just wants to rent out their home for a short period of time, a few days, a week, and you make a private deal with that person for a lot less than you would pay to stay in a hotel. So you can see why the hotel industry is extremely upset about this, but why private travelers love it. They get to save a lot of money and in many cases stay in very quaint neighborhoods in a city. And as long as they do their research in advance on the seller and the location, it's a terrific deal for everybody.
It's a win-win. So I can smell or sense a conflict here, Mark, because you just hit something here. The hotels, of course, hate the idea, but the consumers love it. It's giving a fantastic option. If you want to experience a city firsthand and be able to live it as if you're living there, I mean, no better way but to actually be in somebody's residence, right? I mean, you're right in the middle of it.
That's true. You know, but you also have to remember that the hotel industry has to comply with all kinds of government laws and regulations to make sure that they comply with health, safety, and other things. People renting out their homes, you have no idea what you're walking into, so you can see the friction that's developing. And then, of course, there are other laws, especially here in Ontario, that might apply.
Now, what about fees? I mean, when you're in the hotel business, of course, you have fees. There's fees that apply for you to be able to conduct your business. Anybody that's considering renting their dwelling on a long-term basis, of course, then you will have fees to be able to do so. So these Airbnb, this is kind of like your do-it-yourselfer, for sale by owner kind of solution to the travel industry. And they're getting away with, I guess, not having these fees and being able to kind of run it the way they want.
It really looks that way. And really, all they have to pay is a small fee to Airbnb, which is the matchmaker putting them together.
So it's a dating site in the sense where you're actually
finding
a
perfect
place to reside.
That's a nice way to put it.
So is this legal? Is it legal in Ontario?
Well,
so if I have a place and I want to, this sounds good to me. You know what? I'm not going to be here for the March break. I'm going away. I'm fine with somebody staying in my place while I'm away.
Well, I think a lot depends on what it is that you're renting. So, for example, let's say you have an apartment. You rent an apartment from a landlord, and you might pay $2,000 a month. Well, now you say, hey, I'm going away. Why don't I rent out 7 days, 10 days? I'll charge $200 a day, and I've got my monthly rent paid by just doing this. Well, you are subletting for more money than you're paying your landlord. That's illegal in Ontario. You're not allowed to do that. So right away, tenants could be violating their leases here in Ontario. Condominiums. Let's say you have a condo, you own a condo, and you want to do this. A lot of people are doing this, especially downtown Toronto. Well, remember, most condominiums will have rules against short-term rentals. And the reason is because, you know, there's security concerns. Who's there? Who's across the hall from me? And so most of these condominium owners are violating their own rules, and so the board of directors can complain. But if you have a private home, there's less I think, chance of people complaining, although you're running really a business without a license.
So there's kind of the, we're in that middle of it's happening, it's prevalent, it's making an impact. I love the idea. I mean, how can you not? To me, it sounds fantastic. It just gives me more choice. but I can see the problems that can arise. So if people are considering this, Mark, should they do? I mean, really.
Well, if you want to do this yourself, like use somebody else's place, all I can say is go on the site, check the references, because there have been some terrible experiences. Check references, and about the seller and the property to make sure you're not spending money, for nothing. But the site is pretty good at what they offer people. But also remember, if you want to do this here in Ontario, you may be violating laws, and you got to be extremely careful, because if people complain, there will be legal consequence.
Stick around. When we come back, Mark Weisletter explains the debate over whether your home selling price should be public information. Don't go away. We'll be right back. This is today's Real Estate Minute. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show. Are you considering renovating? Well, hiring the right contractor is key to any successful experience. And here to tell us how, we have Rob Evans, and he is a professional contractor and the host of HGTV's new hit series, The Expandables. All right, Rob, tell everybody, how do they find a contractor like you?
Finding a contractor is easy. It's not on the yellow pages, it's not on the web, it's word of mouth. You need to hear about this guy from your friends. You want to see his work, you want to see how long it took, quality of work, but you want to talk to the people who've had the work done. How did the relationship go? Was he okay with money? Were the contracts in place? Did everything go as he said it was? Do you generally get along with this guy, and do you trust him?
There you go. You heard it from the expert. To find the right contractor, word of mouth. Now, for more expert advice on all things real estate, visit realestatetalkshow.ca. Hello, everyone. Do you love to learn? Are you interested in real estate? Would you like tips and advice on how to enhance your life? I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I want to remind you to check us out. All of our shows are online at realestatetalkshow.ca. Our show is entertaining with an emphasis on education, and we love to interact with our audience. So visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime, 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Hi everyone, I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I'm inviting you to become a member of our Insider Circle. It's easy to join. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle, where you will receive the latest incentives on products and services and exclusive real estate offerings. We will keep you up to date on all educational seminars and fun events, along with our informative newsletter. It's a fun, easy way to get the inside scoop on all things real estate. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle to join. Hello everyone, are you interested in real estate? Whether buying or selling, building or renovating, the Real Estate Talk Show explores the latest trends and hottest topics from around the world. Our weekly show brings insight and perspective into what's really going on with the market as we go in-depth and personal with industry experts, top executives, and celebrity guests. I want to invite you to become a friend and a follower. Watch our videos, be our friend, follow us, join our circle, stay connected. Welcome back, everybody. There's been a lot of buzz in the news lately about whether or not your home selling price should be public information. Here to explain further, we're joined by expert real estate lawyer Mark Weisletter.
Yes, when you sell your home and you register it against title, everyone in the public can go search title and find out how much you paid for your home. They can pay for that service and find out. However, it's not legal because of privacy reasons for people to just make this information available for free for all consumers on private websites. This is available on MLS for the realtors who built the system, but it should not be available right now. That's the law in this country for private people.
Whether you like it or not, that is the law.
That is the law today.
All right. Now, of course, realtors certainly can tell what the solds are because they have access to that. They can provide paper to their clients who's out there shopping to say this one sold for that, this property this, when they're doing their market research and analysis. But when it comes to posting it on your website, and a lot of people, of course, realtors out there will just admit to this, but the public, just to explain, they want to post those solds because once you've sold a property, there's bragging rights involved in that. And when you've got close to 100% or sometimes over asking, so 102% or 106% of asking, you want to put that up there and say it's sold for this, but you're not allowed.
Without the permission of the buyer and seller.
Okay.
In each case, you're not allowed to put it on a private website. And that's the problem right here in Canada. In the US, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that in the U.S., and that's why everybody says, oh, let's follow. But you also have to remember in the U.S., over 90% of all deals are still done with real estate agents. That's why I believe this whole issue is not that important.
I agree with you. I mean, the Pandora's box has been opened. The Competition Bureau has gone forward. It is what it is. And really, as you said, in one of the biggest real estate markets in the world, the United States of America, still 90% of the transactions are done with a professional realtor. So really, is it a problem having access for the public to be able to do their own research, to check things out? I don't think so.
Well, they've been fighting for over 2 years, and in my opinion, it's going to be another 2 years until we get a resolution of this. So unfortunately, we'll still have this murky condition for a while. But you know what? There's a lot more to buying a house than just knowing what the house down the street sold for. There's so much else involved. So don't focus so much on this. Focus on finding the right agent to find you the right house every time. That's more important.
Now, I love you not only because we tend to agree on most things, but you're like the other person that talks with their hands. I love watching you as both you and I are talking with our hands. So let's go back for a second. For the public out there, why should you care? Well, it's just, again, when you're on realtor websites, because you can't help it. Sometimes you're checking out properties. There's a lot of information. More than ever, realtors are realizing that that is your first impression, so they're educating. And I love that. I think that's a great transition of the industry, how it becomes more of a realtors are out there to service you and to educate, which is great. But again, if you want to have your home and the sold price on there, or if a realtor wants to have the right to be able to do so, what's the process? They just have you sign a piece of papers giving you
Well,
all...
you see, it's not so simple because, again, both the buyer and the seller have to agree to this to have that price shown. And that's not always easy to accomplish.
Okay.
And even, for example, Aaron, if you want to put a sign on the lawn that says the property sold over asking, you need the permission of both the buyer and the seller
So both.
to do that.
It's not even just
Both
the
of them.
seller.
No, you need
It's
the buyer.
because the new buyer may not want that information out there so people know what they paid for a home.
A lot of people. And
Interesting.
as well, you can actually keep the price you paid for your home off title.
How do you do so?
You just pay the land transfer tax in advance to the government, and you can do that. So that shows for some buyers, they don't want people to know how much they paid. It is a privacy issue. Unfortunately, as you know, when you go to court, only lawyers win. So we're going to pay lawyers a lot of money to figure this out. At the end of the day, in a couple of years, I predict the information will be available, and it won't matter.
All right, everybody. So remember, if you've got questions, well, we want to hear them. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime. We actually do get back to each and every one. And that's 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Well, that's a wrap, everybody. What a fantastic show. And of course, I have to thank all of our expert guests, Scott McGilvery, Brian Baumler, Glenn Peloso, and Jamie Alexander, and Mark Weisletter. Just to want to remind everybody to make sure you visit us at realestatetalkshow.ca, or you can call our help desk anytime at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS. Take us back to the beginning of your career.
I started investing in real estate in the year 2000.
So
and
you were like 12.
I was like, no. It's 20.
Try.
Same with Scott McGilvery. He's actually doing it, okay?
I don't know that name.
The guy with the hair.
The guy with the hair. Oh, yeah.
You're like the other person that talks with their hands. I love watching you as both you and I are talking with our hands. And I have my boyfriends here in studio. Love them.
Boyfriend's back. Da-da-da-da-da.
Without laundry.
Yeah, without the laundry, that's right. Imagine you can partner with the top real estate developers and split the profits. Interested? Here's your chance. The Real Estate Talk Show's top investment pick allows accredited investors access to this unique opportunity to partner in the ownership and development of prime real estate. No tenants or management, and you can even draw from your RRSP. Now, the best part? The targeted annualized returns are above 20%. For more information, call 844-ASK-RETS or visit realestatetalkshow.ca today. Hi everyone, everyone. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I'm inviting you to become a member of our Insider Circle. It's easy to join. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca. Click on Insider Circle, where you will receive the latest incentives on products and services and exclusive real estate offerings. We will keep you up to date on all educational seminars and fun events, along with our informative newsletter. It's a fun, easy way to get the inside scoop on all things real estate. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca. Click on Insider Circle to join. Hello everyone, do you love to learn? Are you interested in real estate? Would you like tips and advice on how to enhance your life? I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I want to remind you to check us out. All of our shows are online at realestatetalkshow.ca. Our show is entertaining with an emphasis on education, and we love to interact with our audience. So visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime, 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS.